Welcome to Studio D on the campus of the University of Oklahoma. This is Sooner Sports Pad. Now here's your host, Courtney Boggs.
Monday. You know what that means. It is time for Sooner Sports Pad. I'm your host, Courtney Boggs, alongside the lovely Blakely Durham and the man of the house, Carson Williams. And those people you saw, that's no green screen, folks. That's our live studio audience. Who do we have with us today, guys?
We've got some members of the Black Student Association joining us tonight.
And that's not all. We've got a lot of loyal Sooner fans, obviously, as you can hear in the studio audience.
We're also joined in studio by two OU soccer players, Liz Keister and Madison Saliba. We will talk to them later on in the show.
And coming up in Face-Off, Carson and I talk which piece of the Sooner squad has improved the most overall.
And Brad Dalke had quite the summer on the golf course. I'll give you a deeper look at what lies ahead for him.
Well, good news, fam. Our own OU football team seems to be improving each week during Big 12 play. Against Kansas State on Saturday, they had what we think is the best game of their season. OU had 510 total yards of offense with dynamic duo Baker Mayfield and Dede Westbrook leading the way. Mayfield went for 346 yards while Westbrook had 9 receptions for 184 yards. Dede now holds the record for both most touchdowns and most yards over a 3-game span. And if those two records aren't enough for you, well, Mayfield passed Westbrook in the fourth quarter for an 88-yard touchdown, was the longest pass play in Sooner history. This also marks the first home team victory out of the last 6 meetings between OU and K-State. And the wide receiver core is one of the most improved aspects of OU's offense. Our own Carson Williams met up with wide receiver Mark Andrews earlier today to discuss the resurrection of OU's offensive chemistry.
I'm just trying to stay consistent, working hard in practice each and every week to work on the little things and the things that we didn't do right on the past week, and building on that is some of the big things that we're been able to do.
Tech's coming off a pretty big loss to West Virginia, gave up a lot of points to them. What have you seen that you can really kind of take advantage of for them?
Obviously we're going to throw the ball downfield and try to open up our run game. It's things we do every week. We're going to play our game and do our thing, and I think if we don't beat ourselves, we'll be all right.
And Dede's had quite the run the past 3 games. What makes him so special?
He's an explosive player. He's got great route running, great ball, vision and that sort of thing. So he's just an special player that's able to make plays on the ball.
Halfway through the regular season, where do you guys think you're at?
I think we're a confident group. I think each and every week we're building on that. So I think as it continues, that we're only going to get better from here on. And as long as we continue to do the little things right, I think that we'll be good going forward.
Thanks, Mark.
Obviously, this season has been full of ups and downs for the Sooners football team, K-State being one of those ups. After watching their performance on Saturday, what are your thoughts as we head to the second half of the season?
Well, the first week, I said Texas Tech was going to be OU's toughest test left.
Right.
And I'm gonna stand pat on that. You know why? Patrick Mahomes and Texas Tech have an offense unlike any Oklahoma has seen this year. Last week, they got manhandled against West Virginia, who, by the way, is an underrated team. They're undefeated right now. They've got a good season going. But Tech, they're going to be coming in with a vengeance. Primetime game at home, a blackout stadium. Baker Mayfield back in Lubbock for the first time as a starter. Oklahoma's defense has improved, a lot this year, but they have not been tested like they will be on Saturday, and that's evident. Texas Tech's offense is very good.
Yeah.
Oklahoma, they already have 2 wins in the state of Texas so far this year. It's going to be tough, I think, for them to get one again this Saturday.
Right. Well, going back to last week's game,
Yeah, they can do it.
They absolutely can. For me, this was a big game for the Sooners. Now, it may not have been against the most high-caliber opponent, but it was really a turning point game. I saw it at least. After the first 2 losses, the Sooner season was up in the air. And yes, they had those 2 wins against TCU and Texas, but the scores were both a little too close for comfort. Now, this game, the Sooners got the opportunity to be consistent and prove that they were very much a front runner to win the Big 12 Conference. They dominated offensively. Courtney, as you said, they racked up 510 total yards of offense. That's insane. and the defense held the Wildcats to 17 points, which really was pretty good. They've been so inconsistent this season. I really think that Saturday we finally got to see them play 4 good quarters, and it'll be crucial that they do that against Texas Tech in Lubbock.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can continue that on for the rest of the season. We have 6 games down, 6 to go. Who's your mid-season MVP?
Well, the OU defense has been under some hot water to start the season.
Yes.
But you know, one impressive staple has been Obo. You guys got it. Or as he liked us to call him a couple weeks ago on the show, Obeezy.
Obeezy, that's right.
He's, you know, taken Eric Stryker's spot on the edge. Obeezy is 3rd on the team with 38 tackles, including a team-high 6 sacks for 45 yards. The pressure up front has seen a great deal of improvement lately, and a big part of that has been Obo's progression.
Right, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Well, 8 touchdowns and 574 yards in 3 games. I think I'm going to pick D.D. Westbrook as my MVP for like the rest of the year. Okay? This guy is on fire. He had 3 touchdowns again in the game on Saturday for the Sooners, one of which was 88 yards long. That broke his career high for the longest touchdown and longest reception, and those weren't the only records he broke. Courtney talked about him earlier. I'm going to emphasize. Westbrook now has the record for most yards in 3 games, most touchdowns in 3 games, and most yards in a single game. The previous record holder was Ryan Broyles. Okay, so D.D. is filling in some big-time shoes. He's a total rock star for this Sooner offense, and I really can't say enough good things about him right now.
Well, lots of hype around football so far. There were some other Sooner sports in action over the weekend. Since our special guests are soccer, I'm going to go ahead and start with them. Carson.
Well, the OU women's soccer team, like you said, they were in Stillwater Friday night for Bedlam, bombarding Stillwater in the nation's brightest orange. OSU awarded the Sooners by knocking one in its own goal. And then Madison Saliba, one of our guests, added another in the 48th minute as the Sooners came away with a 2-0 win. Their 4th straight win over those Cowboys up in Stillwater. But taking a look at their schedule the next couple of weeks, they host Kansas Friday night here in Norman, and then they've got 2 road games to finish out the regular season before they have to battle it out in the Big 12 championship.
All right. Well, unfortunately, the volleyball team did not have the same luck against K-State as the football team. They lost in 4 sets, dropping the 2nd and 3rd, and despite leading in the 4th set, they came up short, and the Wildcats got the W. I know, it's disappointing, but the Sooners will have the rest of the week to prepare for Baylor on Saturday. However, we've got some good news from the women's and men's cross-country teams. They had a solid weekend, finishing strong in the pre-national invitational on Saturday. The men finished in 17th place, and the women took 22nd overall. Now, this was out of over 40 teams, so well done to the men and women cross-country teams.
All right, well, we have to take a quick break, but the only place that you should be going is the kitchen to get some popcorn, because when we come back, Carson and Blake will be duking it out in face-off. Up next. And welcome back to the pad. All right, Carson, you kind of fizzled out last week. Blakely definitely capitalized on it. Who do you think is going to win this week?
Let me just say I didn't fizzle out. I took the first loss, but I'm going to rebound today.
I'm going to take this one.
Okay,
I'm going to take this
All
one
right,
again.
well, let's get started. First question. Which position group do you think is most improved for the Sooners this season?
The most improved position for the Sooners is the wide receivers, largely thanks to my boy, D.D. Westbrook. Okay, I already gave you D.D.'s stats for the past 3 games, but what about in the first 2 losses? 0 touchdowns and 120 yards combined for Westbrook. The Sooners were hurt badly by the loss of Sterling Shepard, and it really showed against Ohio State and Houston. But Westbrook's improvement these past 3 games has been one of the biggest keys to the Sooners' offensive success. You can add in Mark Andrews, maybe a little Geno Lewis, A.D. Miller into the mix, each making some critical catches for first downs during the games, but this one pretty much goes to D.D. He is my very much most improved.
All right. Well, let me just add this. That wouldn't be possible without the offensive line, who was my most improved.
I see you.
So obviously
one-up me?
start out with Big Zeus Orlando Brown. had an up and down year last year, has improved tremendously.
Yes,
Coming into the
he
season,
has.
Jonathan Alvarez switched from guard to center, but then once Cody Ford went down with an injury, Jonathan Alvarez moved back to guard, got hurt himself. So the offensive line coach, Bill Bedenbow, has since rolled with Orlando Brown, Ben Powers, Eric Wren, a walk-on, great story, Drew Samia, and Bobby Evans. With all that switching, the Sooners have protected Baker Mayfield like a king, who has been able to get it to D.D. Westbrook. Without Baker Mayfield being protected, this team goes nowhere. So the offensive line has been stepping it up big time, real big
Pretty good
time.
argument.
All right, I'm here with my buddy Chalmer, and he has your audience question for today.
What was your guys' favorite college game other than our game this weekend?
Other than ours.
A lot of good games.
Wow, yes, there were so many to choose from, but the best game for me was Arkansas and Ole Miss. It had been a long time since these two teams played each other, both ranked this high, and it was a huge home game for the Hogs, and it was really just a good college football game. Every time one team scored, the other team would drive and score right after. I love to see that. So Arkansas finally took the lead 34-30 in the fourth quarter, and the last play was a nail-biter. Okay, Ole Miss quarterback Kelly takes the ball, tries to run to get that fourth down and save the Rebels, and boom, he is laid out. Okay, Arkansas takes this one. It was a nail biter to the end. Loved it.
Chad Kelly knows better. He's got to protect the ball.
Yeah.
My favorite game of the weekend was the Ohio State against Wisconsin.
Ohio State.
We have seen what Ohio State can do as a team.
Right?
Wisconsin,
Why would you say that?
Wisconsin. They came in a bit underrated on the season, but
Yes.
they week one, that highly touted week one, they took down LSU at Lambeau Field and have been on a roll ever since. They had Ohio State on the ropes. They were up big
I
early.
know.
Ohio
It was
State
very impressive.
came back, and then they went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So Ohio State ultimately flexed its muscles, but give credit to Wisconsin. They really played the almighty Buckeyes better than anyone has this year. So that was an incredible game.
I was rooting for him.
Big game for them.
All right, now time to work your wow factor a little bit. What were your viral videos for the week?
Okay, well, this was tough to choose also because there were so many great college football games and so many great football plays. But I went with this one. Nebraska and Indiana. QB Armstrong drops back to pass, looks down the field. You think it's an interception?
he's got it.
But wait. Bounces off once. Here we go. Twice. Off the defender and into the hands of Brandon Riley. What a catch! That is pure luck right there. Loved it. That was a great game as well.
Good awareness.
Yes.
So,
Beat
mine.
that. Beat that.
All right, I'll try. In honor of my childhood friend getting married yesterday, shout out to
Aw.
Kendall. Also, happy birthday.
Sweet.
Sanford linebacker. Here we go. Sanford linebacker.
let's see it.
Dion Pierre orchestrated the best team proposal I have ever seen. Look at this. He's got his whole team there. He has a cast on, so he's doing this crippled a little bit, little one-hand action. Takes his helmet off, being a real gentleman. She, of course, has to say yes.
Aw,
Gets
so
the ring out,
cute.
and look at her. She's shaking. She's nervous, but she's happy. Huge day for them. So shout out to them.
That was good.
That's
That
real
was
cute.
Good.
I like that. That's good stuff.
All right, it is time to vote for who you think won face-off. Give it up if you think it was Blakely.
Right here, people. A little more.
Give us some more.
Okay, not bad.
All right, all right.
Not bad.
Okay,
That was a good one.
Not bad.
what about Carson?
That's
That's
tough.
pretty close.
That's really close.
Pretty close.
Oh, that? Okay, it's a tie. I'm sorry. It's a tie this
tie?
week.
Recap.
The
Let's
first
redo it.
tie in Center Sports Fan history. Okay.
That's fair.
Hey,
We'll-
it's
we'll roll with it.
I'm the host, and
Okay,
I
you
make
get
the
to
rules.
decide.
That's fair. That's fair.
All right. Well, congratulations to both of you. And
Thanks.
for
Consolation prize.
what was that? Well, that was the sound of Carson playing golf. We'll get a little bit taste of that when we come back. Stay with us.
Special thanks to our cornerstone television partners, Chesapeake Energy, Riverwind Resort, Anheuser-Busch, OU Outreach, and OU Medicine.
Welcome back. OU golfer Brad Dalke had the summer every golfer dreams of, but he's not done yet. Our own Carson Williams headed out to the green with him to see just what his future holds.
I'm Brad Dalke. I'm 19 years old and I'm from Norman, Oklahoma.
Brad Dalke had Sooner blood in him since the day he was born. His dad Bill played and wore number 40 on the 1975 national championship team. His mom Kay was on the first women's golf team, and his grandfather was a three-sport star for the Sooners. So it was no surprise Brad came to OU. It is a surprise, though, that the Norman native committed to the Sooners at just 12 years old.
I knew I wanted to go to OU since I was a little guy. I grew up in an OU family, and it's the only place I wanted to go. And Coach Hibble took a risk on me, and it worked out pretty well.
Dalke qualified for the U.S. Amateur at Oakland Hills over the summer and coasted through the first 2 days of stroke play and into match play. There, he rattled off 5 straight wins and advanced to the championship match against Australian Curtis Luck. Dalke played well the first 18 holes as the two were all square, but unfortunately for Dalke, his luck ran out and he finished runner-up.
I didn't play well that second round that day, but it was fun to be able to go and hit some really good shots throughout the day. A lot of people watching, and it was such a fun day. Even though I lost, it was awesome.
Despite not claiming the title, the runner-up finish still secured Dalke a spot in the 2017 Masters at Augusta National and the U.S. Open at Erin Hills in Wisconsin. On the bag for his week at the Masters, the head coach who gave the stocky kid from Norman a shot 7 years ago.
For me and my role with him too is I'm just going to try and let him be in the moment, and soak it all in and just have a great time, because you just never know how many of those you're going to get a chance to play in, and there's no reason to go worry. The fans support and love amateur golfers, and they want to see an amateur do well and do great.
The entire Dalke crew has already booked a house for their week at the Masters. This won't be Dalke's first or likely last round at Augusta National, but you can bet it'll be quite a special week. Carson Williams, Sooner Sports Pad.
Nice. Well, thanks, Carson. It's now time for me to send it over to none other than Carson again. Woohoo! A little bit of interview inception there. He and Blakely are with soccer players Liz Keister and Madison Saliba. Take it away, guys.
Well, hey guys, thank you for joining us. Thanks for being here tonight.
Oh, thanks for having us. Yeah.
My question first is for Liz. You guys shut out OSU on Friday. How important was that, especially getting that season sweep?
I think it's really important for us to just get shutouts on the year and, give our defense that confidence. And, they're a really talented defense, and it's always nice to get a little confidence boost of a, shutout.
And Madison, you scored a goal off a free kick in that game. How did that feel for you?
If anyone saw it, my celebration, I was a little excited. But yeah, that was the second goal, and that kind of put it away and kind of really made him put him into the ground, I guess. Like, he gave us some confidence and let us relax and focus a little more on defense and to get that shutout. So yeah.
Well, yeah, congrats to you. That's awesome.
You guys have Kansas on Friday, and then you go on the road for 2 games before the Big 12 championship. How big is it to really stress closing out strong the regular season?
I think it's really important. It just gives you that confidence and that grit to go into the Big 12 tournament and just, kind of own that confidence and know that you got the ability to do it.
All right, well, we've got an audience question for you girls. Courtney?
Yes, I'm here with my friend Ryan, and he has a question for you guys.
What inspired you to start playing soccer as a little girl?
Oh, gosh, so little. I had 2 big sisters that played, so I think for me that was the biggest thing. But yeah, I loved it. I think I started playing when I was like 4 or 5. Wow. So yeah, just always loved it. Yeah.
For me, ironically, I have 2 older sisters also, and I have an older brother, and so all of them played soccer. And I just remember I think I learned to walk with a soccer ball at my feet. It started that young, and just going to tournaments with them, and I loved being around them and being around my family. And it was just something we could all do together, and we all enjoyed.
It's a family game for you both. That's great.
Well, thanks.
All right, thanks, guys. Okay, freeze, mister and miss. Because when we come back, it'll be dynamic duos, and you won't want to miss it. Stay with us. Welcome back to Summer Sports Pad. It is time for dynamic duos. Okay, I asked Liz a series of questions before the show. Now you have to tell us what she answered. Got it? question. What is Liz's favorite game that she's played this season? Is it A, OSU, B, Tulsa, C, Texas, or D, Iowa State?
I'm gonna go with Texas.
Texas? Let's see.
Yay! All right, good job, guys. You're off to a strong start. Question number 2. If Liz could have any superpower, what would it be? A, invisibility, B, super speed, C, flying, or D, teleportation?
Teleportation. That was really easy.
Teleportation?
Let's see.
Look at that.
2 for 2.
All right, question number 3. We're getting a little woo out there. What is Liz's spirit animal? Is it A, a dolphin, B, a teddy bear, C, a tiger, or D, a sloth?
I'm gonna go with the dolphin.
A dolphin? Let's see.
Look at you guys. Okay, last question. What is Liz's favorite thing to binge watch on Netflix? Is it A, Orange is the New Black, B, Grey's Anatomy, C, How I Met Your Mother, or D, The Ranch?
I'm gonna go with Grey's Anatomy.
Ready? Look at
I knew
that.
y'all could do it.
All right. Well, that is all the time we have for you today. Thank you for joining us. We will see you again next week. Same time, same place. Make sure to like us on Facebook and follow